Well, there we go. Okay, I'm officially live on Facebook. Hello, hello. There is YouTube and Instagram. So I am still getting used to this multi-camera thing. I need some better tripods to hold these up. So I'm hoping that in the middle of this Facebook video, my iPad doesn't come crashing down. It's been known to happen, but I'm hoping that it doesn't. So I'm here today, recuperating from vacation. We got back on Monday night. Before I left, or during, when I was gone, I had showed a couple of our new kits, our tote bag kits, which I meant to get out the original one that we had, the one that I did the last time was done on one of these jute bags, which has the shorter handles, it has the lining inside, the straps, and it has a little bit lower of a height here on the side, a little bit of burlap down on the bottom. We're going to have those kits listed here pretty quickly. They're in the process of getting listed. We will put the link to this demonstration in there so that you can go back to watch it if you do order a kit. But those were our jute bags, and those are nice bags. They have a nice lining on the inside. But since then, I got a couple of these to sample, and I really like them. This is a burlap bag. It's a little bit taller, not quite as wide, but still pretty wide. I think it is, gosh, is it 6.5? Or I forget what the width is, but we have that listed in the listing. And it has a liner on the inside as well. So this one has a little bit longer of a strap. It's about 20 inches wide. But I tested this out and it worked really well. I really liked our first stencil. So we created a whole bunch of stencil designs that you could use on these. They're book themed. There are, just in general themes like this. We also have some that are teacher themed. So if you're looking for something for a teacher to start the year off, or if you are a teacher, but you will have the option of choosing what you would like on the first side and what you would like on the second side. So 2 sides and your choice of bag. So, and I'll probably add to the designs as I think of more things, but for now, they will not be in the seasonal section. Those will have should have their own section, since these could be used all year long. So I'm gonna move this video down a little bit. I'm gonna turn both of these down just a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't come crashing down. And this one we're gonna loosen up and come down here. Okay, so like I said, I did the first side. Running late is my cardio. So I figured on the other side, you could do the same thing on both sides if you want, and there is a monogram option. But on the other side, we're gonna say, my head says Jim, my heart says tacos. So this is gonna start out just like it did before on the other tote. Very slowly peel off your backing. So your kit would include, we thought we were going to include the stencils for each side, plus the the tote that you choose, plus the black fabric paint, the black fabric marker, in case you need to touch up, and the brush. But we decided that if you wanted to do more than one tote bag, you wouldn't necessarily want or definitely wouldn't need to buy 2 sets of paint and markers. So we decided to make that all, oh, there's an ant. To make that all separate so that you can, if you wanted to buy 3 or 4 tote bag kits for different reasons or for different gifts, you would only necessarily have to buy 1 set of these 3 things. So this is your black fabric paint, a stencil brush, and how about that for a fabric marker? Okay, so once you get that off, and you want to go slow, and if any of these pieces pull up, just like I say in all my videos, just backtrack, press your paper back down, and start lifting again. And then you're gonna kind of lay it where you want. It's a little bit hard to see through there, but I'm going to use the straight edge along the top to kind of give me guidance as to where to go. And if I pull it up in the lighting, I can kind of see. So as long as that top edge that's straight goes down straight, that should be good. Okay, so I'm going to press it on as best I can. It's not going to be on there like it is when you put it onto wood. So this next step is just a little bit trickier. You just have to take your time. So I typically, like I always do, I even do this on signs, is I work my way flat, working the transfer paper back so that I can use one hand to keep the stencil down and the other to slowly work my way across. So I need to hold this vinyl down, because if I go too quickly and those letters, the vinyl pulls up or the insides of the letters pull up too quickly, it could rip the stencil. And we want to try to avoid any reason for bleed through. My head says Jim, but my heart says tacos. So this bag, like I said, has a little bit longer of a strap. And the other one has a shorter strap. You couldn't put it over your arm necessarily unless you had really thin arms. But the other one has the tie straps across the middle, and it's wider and it's a little bit sturdier, like it stands up better on its own. But I actually really like this tote bag as well, so I was very pleased. So there are similar designs. Some of them are the same, just sized differently depending on which tote you decide to go with. And you also have the option, I think I forgot to mention, for the jute bags, you have the black lining or the white lining as an option. So you can choose either one of them. And like I said, they're a nice, sturdy tote. The one that I made in my last video, I took on vacation, and it was filled with crafting supplies because I can't go on vacation without even, granted, we didn't go to the beach. We just go to our camp. So I sit on the porch and do a lot of crafty things. And that reminds me, we have a live sale tomorrow night on Facebook. It's been a couple of months since we did one, but that was partly what else I was working on. So I have poured some of this black fabric paint onto this plate. I may need more than this, but I want to dip it in and then dab most of it off. I don't want to put it on super, super thick and super, super wet. So I'm just going to start at one side or the other, and I'm going straight up and down. Just going over all of these words. So I may need to put a second coat, but I'm just going straight. I'm not brushing it. I'm not sweeping it across the stencil because that might push it underneath. So anyway, tomorrow night is our next live sale. If you have not ever participated in one of our live sales, we ask that you register. And if you have participated in our most recent live sales and you registered last time, you're good to go. The registration gives us your name and your email address so that we can invoice you for whatever you say you want to buy in the live sale. And it is much easier if you do that ahead of time, because we don't wait. We ask that you be pre-registered or registered at least by the end of the live sale, because we will immediately start the next morning sending out those invoices. And if you aren't interested anymore, you don't pay like by whatever the deadline is, we move on to the next person. And we just don't, with all due respect, we just don't have enough time to sit around and wait to say, hey, you haven't registered yet, could you please do that? We will say that a lot during the live sale. And tonight I'll probably put a reminder out there on Facebook, but it will probably be, I think it's going to be at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. And I have several new things that I've never put in a live sale before. So you'll see what I was working on when we were at the lake. And I know a lot of you are getting ready or have already had your first day of school. Goodness gracious. I know we are lucky this year. Our district is undergoing some construction, so our kids don't start until September 9th, which gives us a good long summer. We still have several weeks left. It'll go fast, as it has so far, but we're going to try to enjoy it. I don't know if anybody local is watching and you've driven by the middle school. I don't know. I hope it looks better on the inside than it does right now on the outside. It's not looking so promising right now, but hey, looks can be deceiving, right? I don't know. It's just we came back from vacation and holy moly, there was a lot of messes going on there. But I hope it's going well. And we are still awaiting one child's teacher, and we are awaiting our high schooler schedule. But the child going to the school under construction did get his schedule, and looks like he got a very good schedule. So he's a little bit relieved on that. But gosh, I know some of you have already started. It just feels like, in ways, I don't know, does anybody else feel like, in a way, like what we did in June feels like so long ago, but yet, how can we possibly be to school starting already? I know we say that every summer. It goes so fast, but yet some of the things that we do at the very beginning of the summer, we're like, oh yeah, that was this year, that was this summer. Back when our cousins came to visit, that was this summer. So we actually have a full 3 months here in our district this summer. Next year, a little bit shorter because of it, but we'll soak it up while we can. So let's get this tacos done. I like these kits because you can personalize them. They're not that time consuming. The black fabric paint takes very well to this, which I need a little bit more. You miss school shopping with your kids? You know what? I was in Target last night by myself, and I almost started to freak out a little bit because I went back to the school section. I don't know why, but there were a handful of people. It was almost 9 o'clock. There were a handful of people back in there. It was wiped out. I mean, I was like, uh-oh. by the time our kids go to get their school stuff, hopefully they're restocked in some stuff, but I don't know if they will be. We might be getting the last of the last by then. I'm just not one that likes to go do it early. I like to put it off and not think about it as long as possible. Perhaps that's because I used to be a teacher, and not that I didn't like teaching. I love teaching. That's why I'm doing this right now. But I just loved my summers. Just loved my summers. And I just didn't want to think about it. So I'm not even sure why I caught myself back there in that back school corner last night. I really have no idea. I guess I was just curious. I was actually very surprised. I guess it snuck up on me because we don't really have it on our radar yet. But I was like, holy cow, I hope we can get what we need when it's time. And I know the kids don't really want to be thinking about it yet either. My kids, so I didn't even mention it. All right. So anyway, I like these burlap totes because they take well to the fabric paint takes very well to it. I will go over it all just one more time, just to kind of, I'm pressing pretty hard. I'm not putting thick coats on, but I'm pressing pretty hard just to sort of wedge it into the grain of the fabric. This is making me second guess what I got out. I got out frozen meatballs for dinner, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have got out some taco meat.
You're making meatballs?
I am, honey. But I think these are cute for gifts. They're easy gifts. They don't take long. You can choose what you want. You can get the monogram. And for the record, if you choose to have your monogram on one of the sides, I may have to kind of adjust the font and adjust the layout based on compared to what I did for mine, just because of the letters. Sometimes the letters can get a little funky in the different fonts. But you can also just choose to maybe have your last initial. If you don't want all three, you could just, like I could just put a K on one side. You could do the same thing on both sides. You could pick two different things, whatever you want. But like I said, we have some teacher options in there too, but lots of different ideas just for some gifts. So I'm sorry you can't see me over here very well so that you can see this, but I'm going to go and pull this in. Yeah, I think a lot of people just want to go and get it over with. And maybe I'd feel better now if we would have done that. But we'll see. It always works out. We always end up with whatever we need. All right, let me wipe my hand here so I don't wipe this back on here. Okay, so that comes off pretty easily. It's different than on a wooden background. It comes off very easily. So then we just have those little, oh, you know what, bud? I forgot to grab. Could you go over by the clocks that are on the floor over there and get that pick, the dental pick looking one? Yes. If I flip the TV or the screen around, you would see my entire basement floor is covered with items for tomorrow night's live sale, some of which I'm still tweaking. Oh, is the pick one not over there?
So she's not going to do that because she doesn't want to give it away.
Who? Oh, yeah. Oh, are you talking to them? Someone's not shy. Isn't there a, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I did bring it over. It's right here. Hidden by this little thing. So you just need something sharp. Anything with a pointy edge. It's really very easy to get these insides out off of the fabric background because they're not stuck nearly as hard to it as it would on the wood. So you just need something like tweezers or an X-Acto knife or something that you can pull those little insides of the letters out. And voila. My head says gym, my heart says tacos. Speaking of that, I need to go get my workout in as well still today. But there, we have two sides. And let me see if I can open it up all the way. Give you an idea of how thick the bottom is. That's about how thick. So this is more, it does stand upright on its own. But it's a taller bag than the other one. So we will have these listed shortly, probably by tomorrow, if not by tonight. And it'll be good to go. So if you have any questions, just post them in the comments below. And I just thought that would be something different that we could offer to you in our shop. All right, have a great night. I hope to see some of you during our live sale tomorrow night, right here. Don't forget to register. I will put out a reminder in a post this evening, and I'll put the registration link in there just in case. It doesn't hurt to register. You're not committing to anything. It just saves you time later. All right, have a nice afternoon. Thanks for watching.